Okay, I think everything's set up. Seems to be the case. Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to the Tides Wrath 2 lower bracket final. It's Mineski versus Anivia. Solo mid is fun. I am Baseskip, and we are here for this best of one. The winner of this is guaranteed at least 500 Australian dollars, and they will be facing off against Reelamin in a best of 5 grand final. So Anivia are currently playing under one-legged bandits. But yeah, that's where we are as far as the tournament is concerned. It's been a long way to get here, but we are almost done, almost about to give away prize money, and almost about to get to our grand final. Mineski, after having to forfeit the first match of today's, having to forfeit the first match of today's play, have worked their way back to the lower bracket, winning all of their games, and have made it to the lower bracket final. Meanwhile, Anivia had a great run in the upper bracket, and then finally, after meeting Reelamin in the upper bracket, were knocked down. So yeah, I'm very excited to bring you guys this game. Hope you guys enjoy it as well. I am behind 2 minutes of delay, so if I say anything, you guys don't see it for 2 minutes, so effectively anything that you type, you won't hear me respond to for 2 minutes, so hopefully everything will be okay. I had names clarified last time, so I think everything should be more or less right for this game. I've been casting all day, so hopefully everything has worked itself out. Hopefully I won't stutter, and hopefully I won't say anything too stupid. But Mineski have been looking really strong, and Anivia, having played significantly more games today, having played 6 or 7 games now, compared to Mineski's 3 or 4, I believe, I feel that they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. They've also got 2 stand-ins, I believe. They started the tournament playing with Godot, Shaitan, and K Phoenix, along with Bungs and Tibbers, but now they've got Lady Rainicorn and Mid9 playing for them instead. So they've had a couple of little roster switch-ups over the course of the tournament, but hopefully they'll still be able to put forward a strong performance, and maybe they'll be able to get up to the up to the upper bracket, to the grand final, to face off against Reelamin a second time. So Mineski going to start us off with a ban on Nyx, and Keeper of Light going to be the ban for one-legged bandits, and we will see how much homework Godot has been doing as far as the SEA scene is concerned, I guess, over the course of this draft. Definitely the last time that we saw D4D playing against Mineski seemed to have a pretty good grip on it. They got some nice bans out, and some bans that we don't typically see, I guess, in Australian Dota, and what we haven't really seen in Tides Wrath that were brought successfully to the table by Mineski. I mean, last game we saw an Omni Knight pick and an OD pick from them. So yeah. And Diverse is convinced that this is going to be an easy win for Anivia. So we shall have to see. There are definitely dissenting opinions about that, and I feel like a lot of people tune into the stream at the moment would disagree with you, Diverse, but we'll see. So, Lone Druid's going to be the ban for Mineski. I think we've seen them pretty much consistently ban that out over the course of the day. And Nick's going to be the ban for one-legged bandits, aka Anivia. So Darkseer makes it through, as does Magnus. I guess most notably Phantom Lancer is there as well, though I think both teams fairly well versed in dealing with him and realizing that he's not necessarily enormously strong in a defensive tri-lane situation. And how could I forget about Batrider? Mineski get their hands on Bat, and comes to no surprise to everybody except for me, because I forgot that Bat existed for a second, only talking about Darkseer and Magnus. So sorry about that one, guys. So Marwin is convinced that Mineski are going to win this one. Chinese Noob is watching the Dreams Lydian game, and Dota Fanboy is convinced that Mineski are going to win. So we've got some dissenting opinions. You know, it's always good to build a little bit of drama. And one-legged bandits, what are we going to see from them? Darkseer as that first pickup, always very strong, always very consistent. None too surprising to see him taken here. And hopefully they'll get some tools to deal with Batrider. And Rubik actually extremely good at dealing with Bat. The 0.1 second cast time on all of his abilities, most notably the telekinesis, is great for preventing Batrider initiation and preventing him from being able to sneak away with one of your teammates. So always nice to see as a support in this situation. Shadow Demon as well, quite nice. And speaking of Shadow Demon, going to be taken here by Mineski. Might be seeing some Shadow Demon plus Lina or some Shadow Demon Leshrac roaming sort of aggressive style from them. It's what they've been running over the last couple of games and working out to great effect, I have to say. So right now, well, we've got probably just the mid for Mineski, though Batrider does always have that degree of flexibility, and a similar story for Darkseer. He can really be run in a whole bunch of different situations. And Mineski playing what they know. They're going to go for the Weaver one more time, so we might be seeing a little bit more of this Shadow Demon Weaver Leshrac tri-lane, which is honestly been destroying the competition for the last little bit, and Weaver definitely making a big splash of late. Some minor buffs to Shikuchi, and he is straight into the meta. And over the course of Tide's Wrath has been gaining traction a little bit, and expecting to see maybe a little bit more Weaver in other tournaments and things like that. So, I already know it. Shaitan plus KP win. Diverse, is KP actually here? Because, I mean, I have KP on my friends list, and he's not in this game. I mean, Shaitan is, but Rainicorn, I don't know who Mid9 is, but K-Phoenix is actually online on his own account, so, I mean, this account, which may or may not be somebody smurfing or something like that, it only has 34 wins.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so...
5 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. It's Rainicorn and Mid9. I don't know who Mid9 is, feel free to speculate. It's a win with only... It's an account with only 34 wins, so it could be anyone. Frankly, somebody who doesn't want to be noticed, who knows. Secretly Famofu, who knows. But anyway, so Gwyneth Bane's going to be the last pickup for this first round for One-Legged Bandits. Wisp going to be banned by Mineski, so Anivia looking for their carry, looking for their second support, while Mineski looking for that second support. And then sort of looking for another solo as well. They have seemed to have been running the Weaver predominantly in a tri-lane position of late, so I think that's what we're expecting to be seeing again. And Diverse is convinced that Shaitan, aka Sicko, is going to carry this game out to the win. I have to say that Godot and Shaitan are definitely very formidable opponents, having played them in this very tournament and being absolutely trounced. So Magnus is going to be banned for One-Legged Bandits, Juggernaut removed by Team Mineski. And what country are they from? So One-Legged Bandits, aka Anivia, are predominantly from Australia, I believe. And I guess a lot of people will remember Godot and Shaitan from N9's days, which is obviously no longer, they're no longer around. N9 progressed to AL, played under AL, and now they're just back to just being, I guess, Australian pub stars. Shaitan isn't playing strictly competitive Dota anymore, but I guess he's been brought out to play this tournament. I was convinced by his old teammates. And yeah, so exciting to see how this one's going. Again, the 2 minutes of delay is going to stuff me up a little bit as far as responding to you guys. But yeah. So One-Legged Bandits, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Leshrac ban. Not sure what else we might see from them, however. The first pick is going out of this phase is going back to Mineski, so more than likely going to grab that Leshrac if they can get their hands on it. What do we got going on? Oh, Diverse. I asked who could Mid9 be was the question. And why is my abbreviated name like Burger King? Seriously, that's kind of weird. Okay, see ya, Diverse. Righto. So Gyrocopter is going to do the ban for One-Legged Bandits. And I guess none too surprising. Gyrocopter does have that same sort of degree of flexibility that Batrider and Darkseer bring to a lineup. You can run him pretty much anywhere. And Anti-Mage is going to be the ban out here for Mineski, so just removing those carry options from Anivia's arsenal right now. And everybody who has blindingly bright green text is convinced that Mineski is going to win, and I guess that works out quite well with the fact that they are on the Radiant side and have some fluorescent green text going on. So One-Legged Bandits, I think if they ban one of Lina or Leshrac, the other one is probably going to make it through and probably going to be taken here. by Mineski. If they ban neither, then they can get one of them to combo with Rubik, so that each team would have an AoE stun with a setup stun.
10
but
seconds
yeah.
remaining.
So we'll see. They might just choose to ban out something completely
5
different. Maybe try and ban out
remaining.
a strong solo, so that they can secure their solo lanes a little bit better. Not 100% sure what Mineski are going to be running as far as an aggressive tri lane or a defensive tri lane. But yeah, we shall have to see. I mean, who else is still good as a solo? Not sure. And yeah, we'll have to see. And yes, this is on an Australian server, as Tag points out. So DK is going to be banned for one-legged bandits. Leshrac going to be taken by Mineski. Lena going to be taken by Anivia. None too surprising there. I guess I talked about it. So both of them have their pair of supports now, a pair of very good ganking supports, and a pair of supports that are going to be able to, on both sides, get a lot done in the early phases of the game. So this is going to be excitement throughout, I think. I don't know. I was speculating that... I was trying to speculate on who mid-9 could be. So if Fumofo, if you're in chat, then you're obviously not in this game. And I don't know. I don't know what your situation is at the moment, if you are actually Fumofo. But yeah, I have no idea who mid-9 is. If somebody knows who mid-9 is, please feel free to inform me, because I've never seen them. They don't have a Steam account, and this is an account... They don't have a Steam profile, and this is an account with 34 wins. I guess maybe I'm not as familiar with the Oz scene as I should be, but yeah, I've never seen... I have not seen mid-9 around. So yeah. So Mineski, how are they going to round things off? It's just another farmer for them right now. We might even see... I'm not sure what we're going to see. Okay, we are going to have some Slardar. Might be a mid Slardar, not 100% sure. Again, I haven't watched that much Dota of late, and definitely not... I haven't watched Mineski play, aside from today, so yeah, we'll have to see. Base skip, OLB or Mineski, what is my prediction? It's tough. If One-Legged Bandits had K Phoenix,
10 seconds
at the moment, then I think I would maybe put it 50-50, but with the way that the lineups sit at the moment, and the fact that I don't know who mid-9 is, and that fact that One-Legged Bandits have played a lot more games today, I'm gonna have to give the edge to Mineski, I think, but not like guaranteed. And Phantom Lance are gonna be played by Shaitan this game as the last pickup for One-Legged Bandits. So yeah. Ooh, diverse big calls. OLB are from Australia. Yep, you guys can tell that. So anyway, over on the side of Anivia / One-Legged Bandits, we have Lady Rainicorn playing the Darkseer. We've got Kay Tiberosi playing the Rubik. We've got mid-9 on the Queen of Pain, and Godot playing Lena, and Sicko, aka Shaitan, playing Phantom Lancer. Over on the side of Mineski, we have Oa playing Shadow Demon. We've got Jay playing Slardar. We have... no, don't do this to me. Joven playing Batrider. We've got Yanni on Weaver, and that leaves Geo to play Leshrac. So I think I got all of that right. So anyway, what have we got to start things out? Shaitan has been pulled a little bit of regen, starting out with a poor man's shield just so we can try and get some farm to start things out. We've got observers and sentries, no smoke at the moment, so it looks like we won't see anything too aggressive heading towards mid, going in the direction of the Batrider. And as far as lanes go so far, what have we got set up? It's going to be a bottle rush for Joven, so he's just going to be straight to mid, and looks like Yanni's making his way down towards bot. So it's going to be a tri-lane centered around the Slardar at the moment, and Mineski, the line is drawn for a loop all the way around. Mid-9 and Lady Rainicorn walking that way at the moment, and Jay gonna head straight up onto the hill, but nobody else here to back him up. Needs to be careful. He's now deep in enemy territory, and he's gonna be spotted out by, well, not gonna be spotted by Tibbers and Godot, but now Rubik crests the high ground. He's actually got Fade Bolt as that very first point, so no setup. Might have been a little bit of a miss skill, I want to say, not even just holding on to the point until he sees something going on. So yeah, we shall have to see. And so So just some warding going on. Vision over the top rune for both sides right now. And Haste Rune was the spawn taken by Shadow Demon. So he's just chilling off to the side right now. Gonna get a bit of a D-ward off as well. So that's gonna deny Rune Vision entirely to mid-9 on mid, and that's gonna be a tough time for him, especially given that he's already against the Batrider. We'll see how things are going to go. And Shadow Demon now making his way swiftly back up towards top. Shaitan, fortunately, with his pooled stout shield, with his pooled poor man shield, can afford to get in amongst the creeps a little bit more, but for now, just sitting back fairly defensively. Oa off to the side, throws in an obs not to block out the camp, but just to get some vision over what's going on so they can come and try and intercept the experience. And One-Legged Bandits do have a lane ward down, spotting most of these movements, and going to be able to get a D ward off onto this sentry as well. Yeah, was that actually denied by Oa? I think it was. Well, he tried to, I guess, helping out Anivia a little bit there. Jay's going to come across and intercept the creep wave. So just a single pull for Anivia right now. It's fairly difficult to run double pulls up on his top lane, and Jay even able to pull it into the neutrals as well, along with a cross pull. So Mineski now in actually fairly good control of this lane. And matchup down at bot is going to be Weaver against Darkseer. It can be pretty good for both sides, does come down in a large part to player skill. Darkseer, I mean, being fairly aggressive to start things out. He's actually got the advantage in terms of regen. Yanni's got a whole bunch of tangos. Looks like he's working his way towards just some tranquil boots, so happy to trade blows, at least to start things out. On mid, Mid-9 actually doing a really good job against Joven, actually putting out quite a bit of damage right now. Snow coming in as well, pops the stick charges, gets bounced backwards, has the blink, but needs to turn all the way around. And Joven in trouble, a couple more right clicks, still ticking down, gonna bottle himself back up. Mid-9 gives chase, one more right click, one more is all he needs, but there's a flank break. Mid-9 jumps back out of the way. And the courier just waiting in the wing is gonna get a bit of a bottle crow going for Joven, but after that exchange, Mid-9 goes up, has some tangos, does not actually have his bottle at the moment. Looks like he was just getting some regen delivered, no, actually just getting some boots delivered. So not going to be able to get too much out of that, not going to be able to get too much out of that illusion rune, but blinks in, gets the scream, and finishes off Joven. Not playing very defensively, given that he was on pretty much nothing there, so first blood drawn by Mid-9, and Anivia off to a pretty good start. Mineski up on top, level 2 on, gonna have a very quick pause. What? Okay, so what happened on mid could have been an issue of ping, it could have been an issue of lag or something like that. But Joven now gonna be forced to TP back to the lane a little bit behind the Queen of Pain, who is almost, has just crested level 5. Unfortunately, Batrider still down in the middle of level 4. So a little bit unfortunate for him. Down at bot, Lady Rainicorn 13-0 up against Yanni's 12-0. So both heroes pretty even as far as this bottom lane is concerned. The point that I was trying to make just before we had that pause is that Mineski have level 2 on pretty much all of their heroes on top. And that adds a lot of killing potential to their arsenal, so hopefully going to be able to get something done. But for now, they are successfully running some pulls. They are still getting all of this experience out, so both teams just sort of content to be pretty defensive to start things out. With the nice start that Mid-9 is getting in this game, it means that he's going to be able to get a lot done in the other lanes, and a highly leveled Queen of Pain is fantastic for coming to deal with this tri-lane. So that's going to be, he's going to hope to buy space for the Phantom Lancer in this game. That's really Anivia's overall strategy. So yeah. And Mid-9 actually goes aggressive on mid one more time. He's got a Scream. Joven maybe in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't actually have Firefly. He's only got Flame Break, and Sticky Napalm can't escape. Stands his ground. Mid-9 gets the kill. Blinks up onto the high ground. And yeah, without any Firefly, no escape for the Batrider there. Oa's coming around, but Mid-9 gonna turn around. He's got Sonic Wave up as well, and Oa by himself doesn't actually do that much damage. There's Sting, Scream, and Sonic Wave all available for Mid-9, but he's just going to play it safe and back himself out. Stun. Jay in a little bit of trouble, gets a nice 3-man crush. Nukes still fly over the top. Will not drop in the end. Nice play from both sides. But Mid-9, he's not done. He's going in aggressively. Fairly low on mana, now up to 3 stacks. But Joven in a little bit of trouble, and the rune, rune was actually taken by Shadow Demon on his way down. So I think Mid9 was playing aggressively, anticipating that he was going to be able to go and get the rune, but didn't come to fruition. So a little bit unlucky for him. Meanwhile, at bot, Rainicorn up to 27-0, while Yanni sitting back at 25-2, so still very, very even as far as that bottom lane is concerned. And Anivia looking pretty aggressive as they push in towards this top tower. They need to be careful. They're going to get the disruption off on Lina, and now the stun. They're caught in by the illusions as well. They don't even need the follow-up. K-Tivers gets the lift, but Godot's going to go down. A very unfortunate block in, or very fortunate, depending on your perspective, block by those illusions. And at the same time, the Shrek does go down, and on mid, Joven able to get a counter kill back onto Mid9, bursting him down and bringing it back up. Well, overall bringing it back up to 2 for 3 the overall swing. Jay and Noah fairly low on life at the moment. There is still a salve in Jay's inventory, however. Overall experience is about 250 in favor of One-Legged Bandits right now, while about a 500 gold lead in their favor as well. So, still looking pretty even as far as the overall game is concerned. Joven now up to level 7, so a couple more points. Well, a couple more points just affording him some more damage, and has that lasso ready to go. Yanni still just making full use of his Tranquil Boots down at bot. Double damage going to be picked up by Mid9 on a trip down towards the bottom rune. Unfortunately, Joven with all of these deaths is a little bit behind as far as farm is concerned, but finding the counter kill back helps stabilize things a little bit. And if he can just get a sneaky lasso up on Mid9, there is a Leshrac just waiting back here in the fog, owing to nighttime, to try and chain stun and try and get this kill. So I think Joven just hoping to get a couple of stacks, maybe 3 up before going for this. But looks like Mid9 playing pretty defensively, not going to have any of it. And both heroes on mid focusing a lot on just harassing one another, putting out damage. Rainicorn in a little bit of trouble at bot, and no Surge. Looks like Yanni might be able to pick this one up. He's got another Shikuchi in just a second, throws out some damage. There's the stick charges. I'm not sure if the Shikuchi actually connected, but looks like he doesn't need it. Going to be able to pick up that kill. So nicely played by him. Rainicorn not playing that cautiously as far as mana was concerned, and not able to get out. So nice kill picked up by him, brings the score up to even for Mineski, and Mid9 gonna get bounced forward. There's nobody here to try and back up this kill, however, so it goes back to being a solo duel, and everybody 3v3 up on top, and Rubik goes in, immediately gets disrupted. Now the turnaround, stun connect, but looks like Jay just calls that they're gonna be on the way out. And yeah, no overall engagement up on top, just some damage, just some mana exchanged around. And Joven actually just jumps into the jungle, going to be stacking up his own big camp just to try and get a little bit of farm, help speed along that Blink Dagger a little bit. I can confirm that this is a best of 1. The Grand Finals is a best of 5 with a 1-game advantage to reel them in. But yeah, this is a best of 1. Mid9, there's a haste there, you've got a double damage, that's a lethal combination. Rainicorn already taking quite a bit of damage. At bot, double damage is going to pop. There's the vacuum. Yanni still very healthy as far as mana is concerned, but no time lapse ready to go. And that might be trouble. Mid9 just to the side, sitting very patiently with this DD. I'm not sure if Yanni will have been able to get a sneaky bit of vision off of the side. I don't think so. Rainicorn's going in. I think wants Yanni to initiate on Rainicorn to try and get the kill, and then Mid9 will make the attempt. But actually Rainicorn in a little bit of trouble. The Shikuchi might connect. Mid9 forced to reveal himself, gets the scream, now blocking off Yanni's path. There's the time lapse, still has enough for a Shikuchi, and Sonic Wave ready to go. Looks like Yanni is going to be absolutely fine to escape. And Mid9 going to have to go home empty-handed, all the while Joven's been getting some farm on mid, and actually just stacking up this big camp again. Well, attempted to, not sure if he actually got that one off. Meanwhile on top, 2-man stun from Jay, but Godot off to the side, gets the Light Strike Array. Fade Bolt finishes things off, and the Spirit Lance connects as well. Godot not done. One more right click gonna do it. Stick charges pop. Godot considers throwing the nuke, and now Oa comes in as well. Is there gonna be a turnaround stun? Yes, there will. Godot tries to dodge out of the way. Timber's just off to the side. No mana left. Sicko now chasing in, but not enough for a Spirit Lance. Godot gets baited in by the stick charges and ends up paying for it. So nicely played there by Geo. And Jay now back up towards top as well. Oh, a fairly low on mana, but he does just now have a full combo up between the Disruption and the Soul Catcher, so we might see another attempt. There's still a Sentry Ward up in his inventory as well to try and get onto the Phantom Lancer. Mid9 gets a bit of farm on mid, as you would expect. He's got a haste turn up in his bottle as well, so grabbing that one from bot. Our 10-minute urn camped out by Oa is going to be an illusion, and Mid9 playing dangerously underneath the tower right now, does not want to be lassoed. All this damage going out. Jay gets caught again on top, gets the stun out on Tibbers, now running himself away. Lightning will finish off that kill. Nicely played. Disruption goes out. Lightstrike Array still connects. Godot turns around, throws at the nuke. Sicko still here, just right-clicking. Will be able to pick this one up. Godot not dead just yet, but the two poison charges will not finish him off. Mid9 comes up with the haste, checks the side, but no one to be found there. And looks like Jay got intercepted by Mid9 on the way up. So overall, just the Rubik in exchange for 2 up on top. One-Legged Bandits lead by 1. So, and right now Mid9 jumps up aggressively. It is a flying courier, so fairly difficult for him to bring down. Meanwhile at bot, Lady Rainicorn just being driven out of this lane. Yanni playing fantastically. Up to 66 for 3. Lady Rainicorn still getting farm all the same, but just trailing a little bit behind, and with that death, obviously quite behind as well. Mech not going to be forthcoming for a while, I would suspect, which is going to be a bit of a problem. There shouldn't be lag, guys. I'm sorry if there is. There's not a whole lot that I can do about it, so I would suggest refreshing your stream if you're having problems. But yeah, and wow, Joven already with a Blink Dagger. That is absolutely absurd. Just from stacking up the big camp, just from clearing out the jungle for a little bit, still gets an obscenely good timing on his blink, despite those 2 early deaths. So really nicely played by him, I have to say. And just getting a lot done on this Batrider. And it's just a straight Blink Dagger as well. No superfluous items, no finishing off his wand, no Tranquil Boots. Jay gets caught up on top. Just lifted straight back just into the combo, and Anivia pick up another kill on the Slardar. Meanwhile at bot, Lady Rainicorn going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oa walks straight in. There is a disruption ready to go. They're hoping to get the surge out, but they just need to connect this stun. Now Rainicorn in trouble. They get the Shikuchi damage out, and the lightning going to be enough to finish that one up. So both off lanes not actually working out that well. Both safe lanes working out fantastically. Still a 1-kill lead in favor of One-Legged Bandits. But however, a 1k experience lead in favor of Mineski, with a 1k gold lead in favor of One-Legged Bandits. So they're a tower ahead, but they are behind quite a bit in terms of experience. And barring that tower, gold is in fact very, very even. And Joven just about to get his Blink Dagger shipped up right now. He's going to jump in aggressively on mid, but there are just supports off to the side. There's the Sonic Wave, but there's the Disruption. Lasso already on cooldown. The stun connects as the follow-up, and Mid9 will drop. Playing aggressively, going to throw a buyback. And now TPing back towards mid, so Joven will have to back out, but a very aggressive buyback there, and not really getting anything out of it, just wanting to maintain the map presence. Meanwhile on top, Jay gets lifted up one more time, he gets thrown down one more time, gets the stun out. Is there going to be enough to finish him off? Looks like the answer is no. Escapes on 60 HP, and now Yanni comes in looking for blood. Beetle's not going to connect on anyone. Sicko just turning around, trying to chase off the Weaver. They're walking back into range of the sentry. There's the lift. Godot turns around, gets the stun. Where's the nukes? They finish him off. Nicely played by Anivia. A very sneaky sentry sitting right in the lane. Gets Yanni back out of position and continues this one kill lead for Anivia at the moment. What? Sorry guys, but there's a little bit of lag. I'll do it the best that I can in between games to try and rectify that. So, One-Legged Bandits finding some really significant kills. They've killed off Yanni, they've killed off Jay a couple of times. He's now got 3 deaths to his name. Lady Rainicorn takes a tier 1 tower at bot, so even more gold in the hands of One-Legged Bandits. Almost 2k up on Mid9 at the moment. Oh, just rotating across, almost has his urn finished up. They get the drag back on mid 9. The stun does connect as well, but is there going to be enough damage? There's the flame break, and dies in that little patch of Firefly. Nicely played by Mineski, and just keeping the damage down. Well, continuing to deal damage where they can. Killing off mid 9 a second time. Lady Rainicorn just going to surge himself away. And Anivia bringing 2 supports down. They've got the smoke. They've got a Smithereens. Slitherine Crush. There's a disruption up on Lady Rainicorn. There was full vision because of the Slardar ultimate. He's going to be bursted down. Are they going to still go for the still nice two-man stun? And Tibbers manages to finish that one off. Still on the run now. A couple more stick charges. Not going to pop them. Godot turns around. Manages to grab onto Jay there. Is there any support forthcoming? Needs to get some mean jukes going on. Gets to the trees. Turns himself around. Stuns on himself. Doesn't actually have enough mana to finish. Oh, gets the nuke, but doesn't get the auto attack. Jay survives. But really nicely played by both sides there. And mid 9, he's on the hunt. He wants this kill. Jay actually wants some farm. He's in range for the blink. Gets the scream. Now the sonic wave. Oa in trouble. Doesn't actually have a defensive disruption. Might be able to blow those stick charges. However, Jukes now has the defensive disruption. Going to be able to survive for a little bit. Throws the disruption out on to mid 9. He still wants the kill, but now we've got Geo coming in. And well, Joven looking to cut off the escape path. Blink back off cooldown. Mid 9, however, under the tower. Flame break connect. Stick charges keep him alive. Trying to get the bug off. Has the blink, but will die to the lightning. Nicely played by everybody. This is absurd. Absurdly good Dota. Now a 1-kill lead in favor of Mineski. And Lady Rainicorn back behind the tier 1 tower on mid. We've got some arcane boots finished up for Rubik. And the mech almost online for Lady Rainicorn. Meanwhile, Sicko finding some good farm on top. Already has his drum finished up and now making his way towards that defusal. So with the drum making a concession to the fact that he is going to have to fight a little bit more in the mid game. Speaking of fighting, Jay gets caught on mid. There's a drag back on Lady Rainicorn. Jay throws out the crush. Stick charges. Keep him up. He runs out. Lady Rainicorn's going to drop. And Anivia now on the way out. Godot gets a nice stun up on Oa, but the disruption goes out on him. TP support now coming in from Sicko. Stun connects. Flame break going to be enough to finish off Godot. Oa now trying to run. Gets earned. Tibbers gets the steal up on the Batrider ultimate, but Joven able to jump off to the side. Not sure how. I guess no damage from the lasso. Just let him blink straight out. Mid 9 comes in. And meanwhile, Yanni going to be able to get the tier 1 tower down on bot. So still a 1-kill lead in favor of Mineski at the end of that exchange. And Jay miraculously survives on mid. Not sure how he survived that burst damage, but managed to do so. There's an invis rune up on Joven, still 15 seconds away from that next lasso. And Shaitan wants the last hit. In comes the support. I think Tibber's in a little bit of trouble. Maybe more than just a little bit. Gets the lift off, but that's going to be all he can do. Fortunately, Shaitan, the focus of One-Legged Bandit's One-Legged Bandit strategy at the moment is continuing to farm. So, yeah, nicely played. And mid 9 just going to be forced to defend against Yanni on mid. He's got his drum finished up. Oh, walking up and around. On top, the real hero is up here. Sicko's going to get grabbed and stunned up as well. Will he be able to survive? Still fairly tanky, but there's the Soul Catcher and the Flame Break going to finish him off. So nice little gank from Mineski. Finally finds the Phantom Lancer and manages to kill him off. He's almost got his Diffusal Blade finished. Just needs to finish that last 450 gold. But Mineski, the last couple of minutes for them have definitely looked stronger than the last few minutes have for One-Legged Bandits. Lady Rainicorn has that mech finished up, so needs to make sure that he's in every single fight from this point forward. Yanni comes down to stall the push. And mid 9 just chilling in the trees up on top. The pings are as if Mineski are going to try and push the tier 1 at top. And that's where One-Legged Bandits seem to be moving, but Mineski are going to reveal heroes on mid. And looks like Anivia are going to change tack. Meanwhile, Yanni is still just farming away. 3k gold up on the Weaver, sort of out of nowhere. So doing a really good job. I mean, I think I've said a really good job about a million times this game, but Yanni just really doing work, I have to say. I mean, a 3.2k gold in the bank, sort of out of nowhere there. And Mid9 looks like he's just working his way towards a Hex right now. Would be fantastic counter initiation, would be fantastic initiation if he can get to it. But it's going to be a while. Lady Rainicorn working his way towards what appears to be a pipe now, and Joven with his Force Staff and Blink ready to go, looking for this pick off on mid lane. He goes for the jump, not able to quite get in range for Lady Rainicorn, so that Blink Dagger is going to be on cooldown for a little bit. And One-Legged Bandit's going to breathe a sigh of relief as Shaitan applies pressure on top. We'll see if he's going to be able to force anybody back from this push on mid. Yanni, meanwhile, doing the same thing on bottom lane. And Joven, Invis, hiding up on the cliff. He's stuck himself there with Firefly, but just doing duty as a ward right now. He is sitting near to this dire sentry ward, but isn't going to be spotted out given that there's no vision. So this is a very sneaky position for him to be in right now. There is a sentry up on the high ground, and the hero ranged creep is going to be able to kill off Mineski's sentry. And Joven in the end going to decide, well, going to have to decide better of this attempt on mid. Forced to back out. Jay went up towards top, and Shaitan ducks his head into the jungle. Mid9, meanwhile intercepting Yanni down at bot. So still a bit of a stalemate on mid, 3 on 3. While the farmer is going to farm. Looks like it's just going to be a straight out Lincoln Sphere for Yanni. Pretty much has that one finished up. Ultimate Orb being shipped out on the courier. And I'm just going to check the pings for you guys. So Anivia all playing at around 90 to 140, and Mineski all up at around 200, 240. So yeah, so anyone who was wondering about pings, that's there for you. I'll bring it up again when we definitely have a lull in play or when people are dead, so you guys can have a look at that. But and we'll have a look at the graphs. I haven't checked out that in a while. XP over 5k in favor of Mineski. Gold, pretty much nothing in it, but again, I believe One-Legged Bandits no, are they up a tower? Yes, they are up a couple of towers right now. They've managed to take all of the tier 1s, while Mineski have only managed to secure 1 so far. So there is some gold sort of waiting for Mineski, effectively. And Anivia ready to go on top, but there are 4 here, and Joven, they get the dust. Can they get the drag? They get the demonic purge as well. Sicko now in trouble. Can they counter initiate to try and save? Unless he's just going to be bursted down. Are they going to try and disengage? Nice stolen disruption from Rubik. Going to buy Godot a little bit of space. The illusion's coming in. Mid9 throws the sonic wave, just trying to clear up area, and Jay's going to go down before he can get this done. Anivia now coming back in. The lift up into the air. There's Laguna Blade back as well. Fat Dog just going to stand his ground, try and buy space for his team, but Shaitan comes back with a vengeance. He's got the Diffusal Purge ready to go. Yanni is here, but he's right underneath a Sentry Ward. Wall dropped on top of him. Turbo's still alive. Pops the stick charges. Continues to survive. The mech pops as well, keeping him up. Get the lift up into the air. Yanni is still fairly healthy. Has already blown time-lapse over, just running his way out. Triple kill for Mid9. Yanni the lone survivor, but Sicko not done just yet. And Mid9 still blinking, but a buyback from Shaitan gets him into that fight. And One-Legged Bandits turn that around in a big way. Beetle's gonna slow this down. We'll push down a little bit on top. But Yanni looks like he's just gonna be forced to back out. Fortification's gonna be popped. And TP support coming in. Jay joins the fight. He does have a Blink Dagger up. And Sicko needs to be a little bit cautious. Just gonna back out right now. So Anivia gonna have to go home empty-handed as far as the tower is concerned, but bring that kill gap back that little bit closer with only 1 in it right now. XP takes a bit of a dive, but still about 5k in favor of Mineski, and gold goes back about 500 in favor of Anivia. So yeah, Sicko, next item's going to be stalled a little bit by that buyback, but they got a lot out of it. And Mid9 with the triple kill finishes up his Hex, a really big pickup at this point in time. Mineski grouping up, ready to make an attempt on mid. Their ultimates are lower cooldown than One-Legged Bandits, so they are all up and ready to go. Boots of Travel picked up by Joven, and Sicko a little bit blocked in there by his illusions at bot. Mineski, they're going all the way around. They drop sentries. Are they just going to head straight into Rosh? Looks like they will. This is going to be fairly quick. Need to pop it, and then just get the amplified damage up. It's going to be pretty quick between the composite damage from the Leshrac Edict and that minus armor. We've got pings, but I think... oh, Lady Rainicorn gets dragged. Can they get him all the way down into the pit, into the waiting arms of Mineski? This is looking really good for them. They just got Roshan. They just got a really big kill, and now all that Anivia can do is just try and disengage, make sure that they don't lose anybody else. But yeah, really sneaky plays from Mineski and working out fantastically. I mean, doing Roshan right underneath Anivia's nose. I mean, right next to this tier 1 tower. So, yeah, it's now looking a little bit better for Mineski. The game's still just teetering, but I think at all times favoring the Radiant a little bit. And looks like he's just picking up. What is he? Just buying some arcanes, I suspect? No? Yep. Okay, so buy some arcanes as he walks away, sells up those tranquils. Yanni continues to farm. He's got his Aegis up now as well, so can be as Rambo as he wants. Probably just working towards an MKB next. We've got a smoke out from Anivia on mid, looping 3 around. Jay, the potential target, actually looks like they might be using Shaitan as bait. No, okay, they're just going to go straight for mid. They jump in, they get the Hex. Where's the lift? Where's the follow-up? Lift, not perfectly changed. They might have to be forced to throw Laguna Blade here. Look at the 4-man stun from Jay. The Laguna Blade's going to finish him off, but that was really nicely done from him. A little bit unfortunate from Anivia. And Mineski, they're coming in with a vengeance. Yanni chasing. And Tibbers can't actually steal Shikuchi to try and escape. He is going to be able to turn around, try and throw out an amplified damage. Lady Rainicorn's going to be caught at lift up. Yanni, however, jumps a very short distance with that time lapse, gets him back round. Godot back on the tower, but still already 2 stack of sticky napalm up on him. Yanni going full Rambo with this, going full Rambo with his Aegis, but decides better of it. And Rubik now with the stolen Shikuchi going to be able to have a little bit more survivability. Shaitan comes in from the side with a haste rune, but doesn't really find too much to do, though Yanni comes up onto the high ground. It looks like Mineski want to try and make a go of this. There isn't going to be another lasso for about 10 seconds. But looks like Mineski's still eager. They want this tier 1. Shaitan has already shown that he's TP'd down towards bot. He's got the last little bit of this haste rune to try and make it across the mid. Fortification is going to pop as well in the face of Geo's demonic edict, but mid-9 gets grabbed by Joven and just bursted to death. Shaitan coming in from the side. Needs to be careful, however, there isn't that much backup TP support coming in. He's already been revealed by the amplified damage, and now Jay is going to jump. Lady Rainicorn throws down the walls, zoning everybody out a little bit, but Shaitan has already dropped. Godot being bounced away. Rainicorn going to try and surge out, but 3 dead. And Mineski going from strength to strength right now. Rubik nowhere near the fight. And with the wall already used, actually going to be quite difficult for Anivia to try and prevent this push up onto the high ground. Buybacks available on none of the dire heroes. This is at least 30 seconds of Mineski at full strength, while Anivia just struggling. One-legged pirates. Okay, that's got to be a reference to something else that's happening in one of the other casts. But yeah. So, yeesh, not looking great for not looking great for One-Legged Bandits. So now down 5 kills, 7.5k the experience lead for Mineski, and about 1.5k gold as well. They've still got the Aegis for another 2 minutes, and Boots of Travel up on Joven, along with the regen. He's basically top whenever he wants to be, and works his way up there right now. So One-Legged Bandits looking a little bit lost. Might see them go for another smoke or something along those lines. Unfortunately, Shaitan not really too close to his next big item, and is still being bursted down quite heavily if he gets focused in these fights. And I mean, mid-9 without being able to make too much progress towards something like a BKB. Doesn't really have the option of being at the front lines of these fights, and when Lady Rainicorn has attempted to, I mean, he's such a high priority focus target for Mineski. If they can kill him before he mechs, before he walls, then that's basically a team fight won. So yeah, Mineski are going to push in on top. Looks like One-Legged Bandit's just going to avoid the fight until this Aegis has expired on Yanni, but he has a Sacred Relic up, so looks like he's just working his way towards a Radiance right now. Or a Divine if he feels like he's going to get it right as he gets that second Aegis, but... And I think the Divine would be the crowd favorite, but I don't think it's the rational decision to make here. But Mineski, they're ready to go up onto the high ground, and they've still got a minute left with this Aegis, so Yanni's just going to wail away on the tower. He would actually prefer to die here. And Anivia just trying to stall this out. A little bit of damage going down. There's the Edict. Disruption as well. Up on Yanni. Illusion's just melting down the tower. And now the jump back. They get the Hex up on Joven. Godot's still alive. They stun up mid-9. Yanni going to work the vacuum back into the wall. 2 already dead. Laguna Blade flies over the top. Geo in trouble. Going to pop the Ghost Whip to survive. But Tibbers, he is chasing and going to be able to finish that kill off with the Shikuchi. Now turning around. Gets the steal on Shadow Poison of all things. Still has a lift available. Turns around. Goes to the Fade Bolt. But the stack's just a little bit too much. 3 for 2 so far. But supports in exchange for big heroes. Yanni doesn't have much left with this Aegis, so he's gonna just haste himself away. And looks like Oa able to get a TP back to base. So nicely played. Really good counter initiation from mid-9 as Joven jumped in with his blink. Being able to burst him down before he was able to drag anyone back to the team was really what got them that fight. And then Rainicorn blocking off the entrance with the wall. So nicely done by One-Legged Bandits. They lose some damage, well, they lose some life on this tier 3 tower. But the next time that Mineski come knocking at their door, it probably won't be without an Aegis. I don't know if One-Legged Bandits are going to fall for losing Roshan quite so easily the second time. And Yanni does already have his Radiance finished up, so all he needs to do is just stand in these fights, and the supports are going to melt. So it's a 4 kill discrepancy, 8k the experience lead, and about 5.5k the gold swing, all in favor of Mineski, that is. Shaitan still just farming away, has his Yasha finished up, so almost has that Manta style finished. And just hoping, well, not hoping against hope, but hoping that he can carry this game out and become as cancerous as Phantom Lancer can be. Mineski don't have a ton of tools to try and deal with the PL in the late game, but just having the minus armor from the Slardar and having the focus fire from Yanni, if they can lock down PL, no matter what point it is in the game, he should be fairly... It should be fairly straightforward to kill him off. At least until he gets that next big survivability item, I suppose, in the heart. And both teams just posturing a little bit around Roshan right now. It's still about 3 minutes away. The fight zone clearly defined, but nobody is really... I don't know if anyone's really going to go for this. There's a smoke from Mineski. They're going all the way around. And One-Legged Bandits need to be careful that they're not caught out. Looks like they suspect what's going on. Sicko at the front, however, mid-9 just a little bit further away. Ping's going around. Joven looking for the pick. He's smoked. He's got smoke. He's got Firefly Vision. They grab onto Lady Rainicorn, who's just sitting underneath the tower. Immediately bursted down. Jay jumps up on top of mid-9. Being bursted, just throws the Sonic Wave out. Fat Dog almost dead. Mid-9 now hexed up. 2 already gone. Sicko standing his ground in the middle of the fight, trying to get some kills, but it's 3 for 1 so far. And Jay kills off Godot at the end. Shikuchi up for Rubik. Looks like he's going to be fine to escape, but One-Legged Band's looking pretty bad for them. And Jay jumps up on the high ground with the Flame Break. Gets the stun up. There's the lift, but Joven comes up to finish the kill as well. And Mineski take a 5-1 wipe. So nicely played by them in that fight, and it's starting to look pretty bad for One-Legged Bandits. Now down by 8 kills, down by 10k experience, 5k gold, and everybody just sitting on their hands waiting to respawn. No buybacks available, no Phantom Lancer for 25, no Queen of Pain for 25 either. And yep, looks like Mineski just ready to head straight up onto the high ground. There's a Hex up on Joven. He is ridiculously farmed given the start that he had, and just has set up so many kills for his team. Yanni the 2k gold in the bank. Wouldn't be too surprised to see something on the courier. Not just yet. Well, working towards quite a late mech. And Joven just chilling on the side of the map, looking for a pick-off. They get a disruption going. And tier 3 tower already gone. Anivia, good patience from them, waiting for everyone to respawn before coming out. And not suffering to rolling pick-offs. So still yet to lose a Rex. Roshan just about to respawn. Looks like Mineski sort of getting in position to take that, and Anivia pushing out very cautiously on mid. Godot interestingly leading the charge right now, and looks like Mineski just going to play the lane control game, to try and secure an easy rush. And Phantom Lancer Illusions fighting against Weaver Illusions at bot. So bottom lane should be more or less okay for one-legged bandits right now, but it's a question of taking this next team fight. A lost team fight at this point without buybacks is going to be 2 Raxes at the very least, and Midnight needs to be careful with these aggressive blinks. There is a Batrider with a Hex, which has an effective range of more than 2,000, I think. I forget the range on Hex, but it's absolutely absurd. They get a disruption out on Shatan's Illusions, but looks like Anivia wondering about whether or not they should try and take this fight, but Aegis is going to be up for Mineski in just a second, and Yanni with the inventory space ready to go for that one. And Joven considers jumping the PL Illusion, but not going to be tricked by that. Looks like Anivia, the call from them is going to be to try and defend in the base, and we've got a region drawn as to approximately where I guess Mineski are, so it looks like Anivia just going to be playing it pretty defensively right now. Lady Rainicore needs to be so careful with positioning. Because he's got the pipe, he's got the mech, he's got the wall. If Rainicorn dies before a team fight starts, then that's the team fight, basically. Without a buyback, if Darkseer is dead, then it's sort of game over. Just without that additional survivability from the pipe and the mech, and having the threat of the wall, which Anivia desperately need at this point. So, yeah, just sort of defensive farm right now. Mantistal finished up for Shatan, so he is still gathering farms, still letting the Illusions push out lanes. They're still yet to lose Arax, but Mineski with the Aegis in tow, it's not going to be a very even fight. And Yanni straight up, straight out, checking for sentries, I suppose. Sentry now dropped. And Lincoln's will pop so that Tibbers can just get his hands, just so he can get his hands on Shikuchi. Yanni straight onto the Rax with some illusions as well, and Fat Dog just up the side. Sicko goes in, but needs to be careful. Joven ready to go. He gets up, he gets the drag back. Sicko in trouble. The stun doesn't connect, but the Soul Catcher does. He's already gone. Is there going to be a buyback? There is buybacks on both sides. Godot in a little bit of trouble. The wall now blocking out Lady Rainicore. Needs to pop the mech. Godot still alive, turning around on Yanni. He's got the Aegis up, however, walks back through defensive disruption. Mineski trying to buy him as much space as they possibly can. And Anivia just desperately fighting now, chasing out. Mid-9 wants some action. He doesn't have his Hex up, but Oa lifts it up into the air. Looks like he's going to drop. Throws up Demonic Purge. Sicko's still chasing through. Nice multi-man stun. Jay comes in, combos it up. Sicko's going to drop again. Gem of True Sight on the ground. Tippers will go down. No buyback for Phantom Lancer. Dead for a minute. Godot fighting to the end. Wants to kill off Yanni. He's still got the Aegis. Mid-9 stunned up. The Shrek doing work, and the GG will be played. Will be called as Mineski will win a very convincing team fight. Jay speeds his way back into that fight. I think he bought back as well. Yeah, he bought back, but just Mineski overwhelming in that team fight, and that's going to be it. So Mineski, they're going to advance to play Reel 'em in our best of 5 grand final. One-legged bandits came so close. But unfortunately they're not going to go home with anything. Mineski at this point have secured themselves at least $500, just because the second place prize for the tournament is $500. So congratulations to them, and they're going to advance. They have to win 3 games in the best of 5 set to walk home the champions, while Reel 'em coming from the upper bracket have a 1-game advantage, and they only have to win 2. So yeah. Just a little bit of fountain farming going on. I've been Basekip, this has been Tide's Wrath. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be back with the grand finals, hopefully fairly soon, as soon as we can organize Reel 'em and as soon as Mineski are ready to play. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I've been Basekip. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys enjoyed my casting, if you guys didn't like my casting, I'd love to hear constructive feedback from anyone. Leave me a message in chat or send me an email at basekipdota@gmail.com. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. But yeah, that's going to be it for this game. Big thanks to the organizers of this tournament, all the guys at Down Under Esports League, all of the casters that have volunteered their time. And yeah, we're still not done just yet, guys. So stay tuned for the action-packed conclusion. And Mid-9, after fighting to the last breath, is finally going to disconnect. And we've got a little bit of argument going on in chat, but to be expected. with an Australia versus SEA rivalry. So congratulations to Mineski. They advance. I'm going to be back with the next game soon, and I hope to see you guys there.